Okay, greetings. It's a random stream. The streams this week have all been random. Sort of been in a weird mood, and that weird mood has led me to hang out a little bit more online. When has that ever been good for anyone's mental health? probably, probably never. The answer would be probably never. But we're playing Magic Realm. It was day 12 when we left this game. So this is our Amazon Magician, Warlock, and Goblin game. I know it's a little late, and the chance that anybody's going to watch me on a random Thursday is super low, but that's okay. We'll just post this anyway then. Um, the Amazon is winning handily 9-5, and then 1-1. Looking at the board, I was like, man, I don't love where the Goblin is. I don't love where the Magician is. Just not a good play from most, but the Amazon is having a kicking game. So there you go. Although her board position has deteriorated somewhat too. So let's take a super quick look at everybody and then get moving here. So the Amazon is our leader. We'll just put her there. Well, I mean, she's hidden until she goes, but she's here in Awful Valley. Her goal is to get to either the Lost Castle or to get to the cliff. The cliff will be worth 2 points for her. I think that's where she's going to head. And the Young Knight's worth another point, so that's 3 more points. So that's probably enough to secure her the victory. Even at this early stage, she's probably good to go. So I think that's where she's heading. Now, she has been a little bit made nervous by the fact that the borderland is now filled with monsters that she can't run from. So we have to be a little bit careful going there. And her first day, I think she's going to just move in here. And I think she moves in here. And just tries to, I suppose she could move, hide, move, and maybe, but running into that octopus is sort of a mini death sentence. I mean, nothing good can come of it, and she could die. So she's going to move to here, and then just wait and see what the day brings. With the caveat that day 14, her ending up where she's going to end up is not ideal. I don't like it. I do not like it, sir. So I think she's going to have to waste a couple days, I suppose, is my point. The Magician, he needs to rest. He went to the rift, and he sealed the rift with 6 chits of his blood. That dude's hurt and he needs to rest. The Warlock is heading to the altar so he can complete Locate Altar, finally. And the Goblin finds himself stuck. I think he wants to get out of Dodge here and head back north. This holds nothing for him. And so we're just going to move out of there. So that is day 13 is written already. Let's get a monster roll for day 13. And then we can adjudicate this mess. 3. So ogres, wolves, goblins, octopi. The goblin is first. The goblin, he moves up into the house and hides. So we do move. We're going to hide. Gets an extra phase when he's in the caves. And he does. Bam. So he ends up there hidden. No one appears because the patrol's already out. Magician rests 4 times. So I think we're going to get back 1, 2. These are the 2 easy chips to get back. I think we go. Uh, 3 and 4. Remember, he has an extra chip because that's what he got from the Rift. It doesn't really matter the order. He has to get all that done, and he is done. The Amazon is going to hide twice, move down there, and rest a couple times, and she does. She's going to rest 2 times to get this chip back in play. But then, as she does that, everything's going to show up here. So that's not the worst thing that could happen to her, because it is going to make her life a tiny, tiny bit easier that everything roams onto her tile, onto her space. That is going to let her just move out of there a little more easily. So again, everything sort of works out for the Amazon yet again. The Warlock, having as he does. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I just saw that. Now, not quite the same stream. That anomaly was rough though. I crashed like 3 or 4 times on that Fallout anomaly mod. So I don't know if I'm gonna like continue that. That's rough on stream if it crashes. If I might continue that just in videos because that's easier to sort of edit out the crashy bits. Strangely enough, I did download Stalker, the actual game that Anomaly is based on, and I downloaded Stalker Anomaly too, which was like a standalone mod for that. So maybe we'll do that, maybe not. So the Warlock moves up here. Now he does not need to hide because he has a Meld into Mist purple ready to go if he needs it. So he moves up. He's going to do a search phase and play Sudden Insight. That's going to automatically locate him the altar. So he is done there. Altar is now found. And that's going to give him one more phase, and he's going to loot the altar. The altar has... I am actually going to move these cards. The altar has 4 treasures, so we're looking to roll a 4 or less. But how are you tonight, Underbelly? Oops, that's not the right... Oh, and a 6. So 6 gets him nothing, and he is done for the day. And I think everybody is done for the day. Pretty much all we have to do is 2 things we have to do. We have to figure out whether the Goblin wants to ditch any cards. I don't like his chances against any heavy on the board at the moment. That's the Armored Trolls and the Armored Serpents. That's not great for him. And Wolf Tamer does require him to go up here and sit here and hope for the wolves to pop up, which again is about a 1 in 6 chance any given day. I don't know how I feel about either of those. I probably should. I probably should ditch both of those. So I am going to. I'm going to do that. I'm going to ditch both these cards because I end in a dwelling. So when you end in a dwelling, you can ditch your quest cards. I'm going to take my quest cards, burn them, draw 2 more, and see what we can get. I mean, it's still early in the game. It's still over 2 weeks to go. Wow, that totally sucked, by the way. Okay. Enchanter, totally useless for him. Because he cannot enchant anything. And then Sacrifice, of course, he needs to take a large treasure, which this is, but I mean, I don't want to burn the Imperial Tabard. It is scoring me a point because it's a great treasure. So not super jazzed about those. So he is done. The Amazon is not going to fight that little stack of monsters. That is a death sentence. So she is done. I think that is day 13 in the books. Day 14, there is gray magic in every clearing. That's the first thing. Second thing is we're going to roll 2 of these dice instead of 1 to draw monsters. Any monsters we roll will regenerate. They will come off the board or out of the dead zone here. Oh, by the way, the ghosts always regenerate. They're always considered to be rolled on day 7, so the ghosts reappear, and then anything we roll is going to reappear. So let's see what the Amazon is going to do on day 14. So she's going to get out of dodge, obviously, and her goal is to get here, so she has to go 1, 2, 3, and unfortunately 4. That's a little too much. When she goes into the cave, she loses half of her day. So I think she is going to hide and go 1, 2. So she'll end up in Borderlands 3. So she's going to extra move out of there and extra move to 3, and then she is going to she's going to hide and then move to 3. Done. And she could actually, once they hit up a dwelling, to turn in big game. So that's something else she needs to do. The Magician. Well, I hate to say it, but the Magician, because he is so wounded, needs to rest again. So 4 rests again. And we will get either this little crowd back or these guys into fatigued. So that's what we're doing. That's easy for him. The Warlock. Oh, he's found the altar, so that's true. We do get a 1 card point there, so that's cool. So he scored his 2nd point now. Locate the altar is gone because we just found it for a victory point. And we need, I think, 2 cards. Yes, because we used Insight. Wow. I'll tell you what, pretty much the Amazon. So when I play the Amazon, she's sort of soaking up everyone else's luck here, I think. Ghost Hunter. That's not terrible. He still has Guide, and now he has Armorer. Oof. Okay. Note to self, only card names I can pronounce. that don't totally screw up. So the problem is, the reason why Armorer is a bad card for our Warlock, the Warlock does not wear armor. So bringing him a damaged piece of armor, not something that's going to happen 9 times out of 10. We're stuck with this until we get to a dwelling. Ghost Hunter's a little better, since we could return this way, go here, get the ghost to us, kill the ghosts. So we will work on that. He does have the Goblin has Insight still. Done. Okay. So what is the Warlock going to do? Well, I dare say the Warlock we're going to rest once just to get this chit back in play, and then we're going to search 3 times. Done. We do not have to hide because, again, we have our get out of jail free card as a spell here, Meld into Mist. Finally, it's the Goblin. I don't like where the Goblin is still with cards. I don't like Sacrifice for him, and I don't like Enchanter for him. I mean, Enchanter's just dumb. He needs to get rid of that crap. I don't like the idea of wasting an entire day here, but we might waste an entire day here. The only other thing we might consider doing, so where can we turn in Sacrifice? Sacrifice is the chapel, altar, shrine, monastery, or rift. The rift is out of play. It's already appeared and been sealed. So chapel, altar, shrine, or monastery. Monastery is not on the board. If the shrine was here, but it isn't, do we know where the shrine is? The altar is here. That's a little bit of a jaunt for our guy. Do we know where the shrine is, or is the shrine still out? I dare say the shrine is actually still out. Or I should say covered up, right? Looking around. It could be here. These chits have not been. It could be in the cliff. It also could be. What is the dragon? Where is the dragon? Oh, this guy. This is a marker. This is Bones, old Bones. It's East. Hey, East, how are you? It represents this card right now because I don't make a chit for this card. I forget every time. But that's this guy. Oops. Whoa. Hey. That is this guy. So no one's gotten there yet. So, and hello, how are you, East? Yeah, I don't. I mean, getting up there is great for the Goblin, although it's going to take him a while. But then getting back and then getting to the shrine, I think that is a good to hear. I suppose. I mean, okay is not great, but it's not terrible. It's things could be worse. We could be on fire, kind of thing. But I understand. That's how I would characterize most of my days too. It's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm fine. This is fun. The shrine could be in the crag. If the shrine ended up in the crag, that might be super useful because then you could get a treasure from here and drag it to the shrine, which would not totally suck. And I think the shrine would appear in would it be 6? I forget where the shrine appears. So maybe he heads up here and just sees what happens. Maybe. With the caveat that, you are rolling 2 dice today. So we should at least be a little bit careful in terms of just wandering up there. And you could, if you spent the night here again, get rid of Enchanter at least. But I hate to be here and not get rid of Enchanter and Sacrifice. You could get up there and hide. That would be the trick. And you hope you do hide. And then see what's there. That's what I'm going to do. We're actually going to go up. So we're going to move and then move into the crag. And, I mean, we'll hide, of course, first. Excuse me. And that's it. We're done. So, day 14 is written. Let's get it adjudicated here. 4 and 3. So, a lot of stuff coming off the board. So, first thing, this entire stack goes away. Like that. The patrol comes off the board. So this blue row all comes off the board. The same thing with our giants and troll buddies. Trolls. And I think we have a giant somewhere. Oh, the lancers go away too, which I don't think that matters too much to anybody, but lancers, and we have a giant. Where is our giant? He's way up there. Those all come off the board, so that is done. Now let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Huh. My ears are red. I wonder if you clean your headphones. My ears are red because that is where that's like a weather vane. That's where, if I'm warm, that goes red. Or I have a headache, which I do not this evening. Um, so it's just, that's all. Just, I just need the fan to blow on my ears. That's all. Magician is first. Magician is resting again. And let's bring... 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to bring that all the way back. And we'll see if we use that tonight. Done. Amazon. I think she ends up here and tries to be hit. And she is. So 1, 2, that's an extra move. She ends up hidden. She's going to bring back these goblins and this octopus. Not onto her directly, but the octopus goes there. The goblins do pounce on her position directly. Brought by the ruins again. I mean, no, that's all good. That's usually how, like I said, my wife goes, "Hey, are you sick?" I go, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Or yes, or yeah, I'm feeling a little fevery, but I'm not tonight. It's just I am warm for some reason, which is really the opposite. I'm usually old man cold. And I have actually done a decent job today. I've not eaten a lot of carbs or anything like that, so usually that also will make me warm. So, I don't know what to tell you. It could just be the lighting. I don't know. So, okay, she goes there. The Warlock. The Warlock is going to rest once. He's going to bring this chip back, but then he's going to search 3 times. We're looking to loot this altar. So, Tony Orlando and Dawn song. Loot 3 times. And he gets a 3. So he gets the 3rd card in the pile, and it is the Flying Carpet. Oh, that is fascinating. Wow, I like the Flying Carpet for him. That is not a bad treasure at all. Okay, I hate the fact that this there we go. Yeah, it's just not quite, it's not quite level. If it's just the slightest tilt, that drives me a little nuts. Now, he is melded into mist, but he could remedy meld into mist. He could remedy it and get rid of that. And then utilize the Flying Carpet instead. Now, that's intriguing. Oh, so intriguing. Although, again, he could also just energize the Flying Carpet, too. He does not need to energize Meld into Mist during the day. Oh, so many things. That is a nice pull. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. But that's only his first loot. So let's get his 2nd and 3rd loots out the door. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. See, this is golden armbands. Intercept swing attacks. I mean, he'll put it out just because. Destroyed by harm M or greater, which sucks a little bit, but it's a nice little piece of armor. He gets 1 more draw, but we need to roll a 1 or a 2. Oh, so close. Nope, and nothing. So we are done. But let's take a quick look. We are going to draw, unfortunately. We are going to draw Bones here. It's going to bring our trolls back. So he is threatened by 2 heavy trolls as he finishes looting the altar. The Goblin goes 1, 2, 3. He's going to hide up there. And he does. First time seeing the Crag. Stink and Slither. Slither is here. Stink is everywhere, and it's going to bring our giant over to here. And I think that is the day. So, couple things we have to figure out. The Amazon's not fighting. That's an easy one. The Warlock is probably not fighting because, again, I don't know that there's any reason for him to fight. What he needs to do is figure out how he's getting away. That's really what he needs to do. These guys are time 4s. I mean, the funny part is he could energize the carpet and fly away if he wanted to, because that's gives him an M2 move. I don't know if that's the play or if you just meld into mist. The nice thing about using the carpet would be you would effectively avoid a day of walking back through the mountains. But the question is, what is his actual goal? What is the goal of the Warlock? Well, the Warlock has $10, which I didn't put his beginning $10, but he still has $10. He's neutral to most folk. We really need to. I need to home rule his allies simply because he was obviously made for the expansion, which the Dragon Men and the Marker are expansion. Hey Rob, what's up, man? Yeah, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by and commenting. I appreciate it. So yeah, I need to give him some buddies at some point. I think if I home roll him, I think I would almost give him the rogues as friendly. Maybe. Because he's sort of a weirdly powerful, not powerful caster, kind of. He's sort of in that weird zone. But anyway, neither here nor there. We got to get away from these trolls. The elf has already won my heart. But no. Nope, the elf has nothing. He's not even in this game. He is sitting on my shelf. No, the Amazon's winning everything. Let's keep that in mind. 100%. The Amazon is kicking. No, not the Witch King. I never win as the Witch King. I always flounder as the Witch King. Having said that, the Amazon is winning. As she do. I think what we are going to do. Legolas for life. Good, yeah. I think we are going to. We are going to flee. So we're going to energize purple as our Warlock here. So energize purple. We're going to use the flying carpet, play our M2. And get out of dodge. Now, the only problem with that is I now have to figure out what that entails. I think he has to land first thing. I think that's what he ends up doing. His first move is a land in this in the valley. We'll call it that for now anyway, just because I would obviously stop time if we were just recording, but we're not, so we're just going to move forward. And the Goblin has a choice, and I think the Goblin is going to... so he has a giant snoozing here at the opening of the crag. Giant is tremendous. I think we play one chit to ready the axe. I think we then play our H4. That's going to be an auto kill on the giant for fatiguing one chit. So I think this is a no-risk battle. We'll fatigue this guy, kill this giant, and we are done. So hidden, the Goblin auto kills a giant. That does give us 8 more prowess. So that brings us to a total of 30, which is pretty good. And that's going to tie us. So the interesting thing is that ties us with the Amazon. So I am going to cheat a little bit. And instead of doing 1.5, I'm going to put 1 plus. So a half a point will be a plus now. Just easy. So now the scores are 8.5 to 5.5. So the Goblin actually picked up, in relative terms, a whole point. By that one kill. And that's the day. So we're on to day 15. And that means we're going to draw 3 more events. These 2 events are still in play, but we do get 3 new ones. Oops, I shuffled a lot of things. Delivery. Oh, we get the ale chits. That's all great at the beginning, typically, when everybody's around the inn, and shittier now, effectively. So these will last for a week. You can pick one up if you can. So I am going to copy the delivery card, paste it here, shrink it down. Boy, I love that about Tabletop Simulator. I love the fact that I can make anything into a marker. Like, that's just so nice. That's one card. Second card is the King's Soldiers. So we have 2 weeks. So till the end of the game. So again, we can just go and pop this and shrink it down. King's Soldiers lasts until the end of the game. And so the King's Soldiers is, you can either pledge yourself to the King's service. The soldiers then become neutral to you, which is going to be useful for some of our characters. You can turn over any weapon, any piece of armor. I changed that to make it easier for lighter characters to actually participate. Kill a member of the Bashkar Lancers, Rogues, or Woodfolk, which you are allowed to kill, by the way, if you do pledge. Donate a large treasure. You may score multiple VP, but only once per category. Alternately, you can speak out against the king, and the soldiers become your enemy for the rest of the game. And this is where, if we did PvP, I would put sort of a PvP sort of vibe, making characters pick a side. And if you picked a side and you picked the opposite side, you would then have, a thing. And you score a VP for killing a soldier if you become an enemy of the soldiers. So that is going to last for 2 weeks. And then we have a Plague of Spiders. And I do want to change this a tiny bit in that I want to roll 2 dice to determine how many spiders instead of a single die. And that means there are 3 spiders appear instead of just 1 or 2. So we're going to get 3 spiders. Now it's a plague. Before it was just a vague minor illness. But now... And I really ought to put a chance for tremendous, I think, at some point in there, too. That's a different beast. Different thing. Let's do that. So if you kill any of these spiders, you will get a VP once they're all defeated, and then $5. Or if you have Guide Spider or Octopus, you can Pied Piper them away. Deep Woods 1. Deep Woods 1. Well, wow. Okay. Interesting. So those were our 3 events for week 3. These go to the inn. Oh, and we did have to do one last thing. Oh, darn it. Well, that sucks a little bit. I suppose I can house, chapel, or guard. So I brought this chit back specifically to decide whether I was going to cast Veil Walker or not. Because there's gray magic. I say we're going to cast Veil Walker, so poof, that's cast. So now we can actually move to the inn as our first move. I do allow myself to retcon spells simply because playing 4 characters, blah blah blah, excuses. But yeah. So okay. So that's the new board situation. Very, very interesting board situation. Primarily because the magician wants to get rid of Weapon Master because it's pointless for him. So, especially at that distance. So okay. So let's figure out everybody's move. The Amazon is going to go 1, 2, and she's probably going to hide. So she's going to move into the ledges. Ledges 4. So she's going to extra move and move ledges 4, and then she's going to hide, and she is done. The magician, his first move of the day can be a walk the woods to the inn. So that's what he's going to do. So he's going to move to the inn. Now, he could quest phase to pick up one of these chits, and I think I am going to do that just because you might as well do that. I think he's going to have to still hide because he's friendly. Well, he's friendly with the company. He's friendly with the roads. So it really comes down to the patrol not showing up. If the patrol shows up, that would suck. And we still need to rest. So we still need resting to be a thing. I think we're just going to. How bad is the patrol for him? It's pretty bad. He can't run from them. So I think we will hide and we will rest again. Done. And then we're going to get rid of at least Weapons Master. And if the patrol shows up, then we're going to be a thief. So we're going to try that. We could scrounge up some cash, obviously, for our rogue buddy here, which we'll consider. The Warlock. So the Warlock has flown. Now, the first thing he needs to do is he needs to land in the Dark Valley. So he is going to move to the Dark Valley and land. And he's not going to know where he ends up, unfortunately. So I think what he is going to do is hide and rest to get his. Well, no, he's going to rest once and spell X because he gets an extra one, and spell to get his a purple up and running, and that'll be this purple here. So he is done. And our goblin, well, a lot of this play came down to the shrine appearing here, strangely enough. Like, as dumb as this sounds, we haven't seen the shrine yet, and I was hoping it would appear there. And if it did, then this move would have been pretty great because we could have grabbed the treasure from the old bones and then turned it in immediately to sacrifice at the altar and scored 2 quick points, quickly getting us within striking distance of the Amazon. With that not happening, I think we need to make a little bit of a decision here because it's going to take you at least 2 days. At least 2 days to get to the bones. Now, the nice thing is, it's not we can easily see what is here, and it's just going to be a giant or a spider. So that's not too rough. The old bones is going to be a little dangerous for our goblin buddy because what could appear there is all kinds of tremendous crap, which could be very dangerous. But 50% chance of nothing. Either a layer or a bone pot. So I don't think it's an awful idea to go. The Tremendous Dragon actually is not a huge deal, I think, for our... No, I shouldn't say that. So the answer is, I don't know yet. I don't know what the best thing to do is. He either moves up here and tries to grab this, and it's like a 50% chance, or you immediately move down here and try to cap a couple of these spiders. Now, the spiders, there's 3 of them, so that's a little more dangerous than we would like. But the spiders, his swordsman is pretty good against them, and he's not too bad either, but there's 3 of them, so there's an extra attack that's going to sort of suck. And he could get a VP and up to 15 gold for killing those spiders. And 15 gold is going to give him enough gold not to overtake the Amazon, but he is going to get, again, you're getting up into a pretty good territory there. And hell, you might even try to hire the wood folk. You might go, I was going to $6 times 3 times 4. Sure, come with us. Or pledge to the soldiers, and you're at least neutral to them. So that just makes it easier to turn in crap, and he could turn in some crap to them and score a couple points there. So he's looking at 1 point with the dragon, with the bones, a point here, and maybe a point or 2. In fact, you could go there, kill the wood folk, and score 2 points. Get another point there pretty easy. So that's 3 or 4 points that he could get right now. But going here is 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Like you are effectively burning half the week at least getting up there. Wow, I don't know how I feel about that. Could be a nice treasure though. Who the hell knows? I say we're gonna go. We're just gonna do it, and we're gonna go fast. We're gonna go 1, 2, just right now. We're gonna move. 2, 3, I think it is. I really should look before it's 3. Done. So there you go. So that is our day 15. Took us a little while to write that day. I throw this die to the wolves there. This is the only die that matters now. Let's roll a monster roll for 15. It is 2 serpents and demons. I'm not sure I'm super thrilled about that. But 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what we got. So Warlock is first. He's going to go there and land. He lands in... no, not clearing 5. That's not going to cut it. He lands in clearing 6. Doesn't cut it. He lands in clearing 3. Doesn't... I also doesn't... Okay. How about this? Here's what we're going to do. Oh, actually, we should have... I actually don't know what I rolled anymore. So I'm not going to... Here's what we're going to do. This white die puts us on the 1-4 road, this road. 1, 2, 3 puts us on these. 4, 5, 6 puts us here. So 1, 2, 3, nope, 4, 5, 6. So we're here. And then high, low. High or low? Low. So we end up there. That's where we end up. Done. We do hide. Doesn't really matter. We're going to rest. And that means we're going to pull this chit here. And we're going to make change with this chit. And then we're going to spell X and spell, which flips that guy. Done. And we are done. The Goblin. The Goblin just goes 1, 2, 3, 4. He is done. But Serpents and Demons. Well, oh, shit. This guy's going to show up. And he's going to show up here. And that all of a sudden makes this a lot crappier. Because now you have 2 of these to deal with. Ew. And he's armored and heavy. That is not a good scene for our guy here. I'll have to think about whether we can fight him or not. We can't kill him. The best we can do is heavy star. But my guy can kill him, but only on his tremendous side. I don't think that's a good fight. I think that's made our decision for us, frankly. So, okay. Done. Next, Amazon. She goes 1, 2 here, and she is trying to hide there, and she does. Is the shrine here? It's smoke and the shrine, because the Amazon, everything's coming up roses for her this game. Done. But Serpents and Demons, so maybe not as much, because that demon is going to appear there. The winged, tremendous demon. And finally, the Magician. So he's going to walk the woods to here. Done. He does quests, so he's going to pick up an ale marker, and he wants the guard. He takes ale to guard. I'll shrink it a little bit and just put it right there. So he does take that marker, and he's going to hide, and he's going to rest. I need my type 6 chit ready, but it is... I need my type 8 chit ready. It is now. So he hides and rests. I don't think I care because no one can show up there, and he's buddies with everybody else here. There you go. He is hidden and rested. The Amazon's not going to touch that because that is a disaster for her. She cannot kill that thing. I think everybody else is done. All right, day 16. So for the Amazon, I think she wants to move to the Young Knight. She has to end the phase unhidden here. So she's going to go 1, 2. She's going to move, be unhidden. So move and move to the Knight. He will assess her. He will be friends with her. And she will be able to hire him for $4. And I think we have to end our day there just so she can, the knight can follow us. Right? So we are going to, in that case, hide twice. We'll end a phase. The knight will either block us or not, which she won't. and then we'll end that and we'll hire her at the end of the day. Done, and be done with that. The magician really needs to hire his boy here if he wants to give his guy a little tenure. Where did all the rogues go? What happened to the rogues? I don't remember this mass exodus of rogues or anything like that happening, or a killing of the rogues. Are they under something? Yeah, my guess is, yeah, they're under a bunch of crap. There you go. Done. So, what's our guy going to do? So, our magician, oh, he ends his day here. So, he's going to get rid of Weapon Master for sure. That's pretty much the card he's going to get rid of. That will, and he gets Survivor. Survive being wounded. That's ridiculous. Who made these stupid cards? That's also a loser for him, because being a light a magician guy, you really can't be wounded before you're killed most of the time. Strangely enough, he actually has wounded 3 chits. But not right now. He only has 2 wounded. He's, oh God, he is, I'm so annoyed. Like, he could have just succeeded in that had he just not healed up enough. Because 3 or more chits being wounded would have been exactly where he needed to be. Okay. So I think we're going to. I think we're going to rest 3 times to get his to get his at least some color back in his cheeks, so to speak. So I think we'll rest 3 times. And at that point, I suppose we might as well rest a 4th time, but I just don't want the patrol to show up here. That's my greatest fear, is the patrol showing up. Yeah. So, but man, I think we're wasting days here. What would I do with a 4th rest? Actually, I'm going to do, I hate to say it, I'm going to do a hire then. I'm going to try to hire my guy back to make sure I get a guy. Done. And I can run from the patrol because they're going to be on horses. So done. And his horses, and the horses always, they're not going to pursue me on horseback with that. I'm trying to get Nudge back up at some point is sort of the goal to move on. So the Warlock now. So the Warlock. Interesting. So let's take a look at King's soldiers real quick. So the Warlock could score 2 here. He could turn over a large treasure because he has the armband. Now, don't get me wrong, the armband's actually super useful. So that's a weird maybe, right? Or and then he can kill a member of the Woodfolk. So he could pledge, kill a member of the Woodfolk. Done. Now, that's not the super safest thing that he could possibly do, but he could very much make that happen. He would have to alert his black chit there and get a ×0 drain life. And he could certainly do that. And then frankly, he'd get out of dodge. Like you're not gonna fight because you're only gonna kill one of them, and you'd probably ambush them, right? That whole thing. So you could sort of grab a point there. You could turn this in, and that would grab a point there. I would want to end my I'd want to end my day there to turn this thing in and get rid of it. So I think what we're going to do, and I apologize, these take me a while because there's a little bit to think about right here. We would have to be hidden. We would have to alert, because we would alert this chit to make it a ×0. So that would be 2 phases already used. I would probably rest. I would probably spell X and spell, but then that. So I would probably do these 2 things, but then I would move to the house. We'd want to end our day at the house, pledge, turn our stuff in, either kill the Woodfolk or not. Get our points, melt into mist if we needed to escape the wrath of the Woodfolk. Now they'll be enemies with us from then on. But score-wise, we can do it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move, do that, move up into the house. Done. Our Goblin here has just been sort of told he needs to get out of dodge. So I think the Goblin is going to. We could totally. I would love to this guy to not move. This guy needs to not move anywhere. Is the only way I think that that we don't just outright lose our guy. Yeah. So we either hide and move, which sort of sucks, or you just move, and just go for it. And almost the same sort of deal. He could turn his helmet in, and he could go and turn his helmet in and score a point at the soldiers. He could kill a Woodfolk and score a point. Now, the woodfolk are a little more dangerous to him, for certain, because he does not have a get out of jail free card. I'm going to play it a little safe. What I'm going to do for the Goblin is we are going to hide once, rest once, move, done. And that's it. Let's roll this monster die and see if the Goblin's prudence was justified. 4, giants and trolls. Well, maybe. Goblin is first, followed by the magician and the warlock and the Amazon. So, Goblin first. Hides, rests, moves there. Let's see if he is hidden. He is not hidden. And what he's going to grab is a giant. Now that puts him in a little bit of peril, strangely enough. Not the best. We're unhidden, so that's a fight now. Done. The magician is going to rest 3 times. So I would like to bring these chits back. So that's 3 asterisks and now a hire on our friendly table. We're going to rehire rogue 7. And it's no deal. So done. Does anything appear at the inn? No. He is done. The warlock is going to pledge to the king. I pledge to the king. Done. So he is pledged to the king. He hides. He alerts. So let's hide. He is not hidden. So, okay. He spell X's and spells, so he flips that shit. He moves up into the house. I don't think anybody... So, yeah, everybody is good, but the soldiers are now neutral to him. Done. And... okay, we are done there. I don't think anything appears at the house. And now the Amazon is going to move, end her phase unhidden. The knight is going to join her. So we roll a die. What does this knight look like? He looks like M35, L43, short sword. So M35. Is it this guy? No. Maybe. Let me look to see what. Could be this guy. Yeah. No. He is a weird not version of this guy. He is this guy. And he is okay. All right, we got this. Honest. We totally have this. He is this guy or this guy in a weird way. And we will chain these bad boys together. This is chained to this now, I think. There you go. I don't know what made me think that was a good idea. But she gains a follower. She gains a victory point. Knigget, knight, done. I can spell. She gets her 4th card point and pulls 9.5 points. Done. The knight is out of play now because he is done. And that is her day, and she has to pay $4. So, but that hardly puts a dent in her very significant bankroll. But does anything appear on her? No. And she is done. I think the main fight we need is... so we need to roll for this guy. So let's roll for the soldiers. They will not block battle him. But these guys might. The bowmen might, because they are also neutral. Oh, they're trouble. It's trouble. They roll on the unfriendly table. 3, no deal. So they do not insult him. If he wants to fight them, he's going to have to fight them. Now, this is going to fatigue no matter what. I think he doesn't fight. I think he fatigues that. I do think he turns this in, which is sort of too bad. So the problem is he can only... So it's alert. So what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is one of them that he doesn't kill flips, hits him. Because they're all going to be 1, 2, 3. They're going to all be down. If they hit here, it just intercepts swing. So if he hits here, he's fine. But if they hit him on another row, he is going to be killed. So he's going to kill. So let's just mentally do this. He's going to kill one of them. If he's hidden, this is not even a deal. You know what? And maybe that's just it. He just should hold off for today. Eat the fatigue. You just eat it. Unfortunate side effect of doing business here. He turns this in. So he scores King's soldiers. He scores 1 point there. So that's his third card. Because he did find the altar and he did do a ghost hunt. So he's found the card. So he actually is up to 3 points now. So that's good. This card goes to the soldiers. So he scored his point, but he is not going to attack the woodfolk yet. And at the end of the day, he will turn the armorer in for rescue. That's actually a better one. And you'll have to figure out where to invoke the rescue. But I can do that maybe tomorrow. So that's that. The goblin is fighting because he absolutely is. And so now we need to sort of figure out what is what. So I am going to. So the goblin could flip. This guy could flip, and that's a bad scene. It's only a 30% chance that his widget flips. I think we play him on. Now, if he lines up, we're dead anyway. If he lines his club up, I don't like it. If he lines the club up, we're dead anyway. So a 33% chance. The problem with this fight is 33% chance because he's not sleeping. 33% chance that he kills our guy because of the length of that club. And we cannot counter that. If we do that, we could no, because we're not going to counter because we're not going to line up with his body. Probably. Yeah, if we line up with his club, we're dead. Okay. So what's going to happen is this guy's going to lure the giant, I think, to his sheet. And we're just going to play it like this. We, having no one on our sheet, is going to ready our axe and then play here. And we will, doesn't really matter where we play, but we're going to play here. We're just hoping this club doesn't line up with our guy. Our guy's been with us the whole 2 weeks here. Let's try to keep him alive one more fight. So maybe a 1, maybe a 4, now a 3. So we flip these and and this guy's gonna die. So does the club flip? No. Club is the longest attack here, as is this the longest attack. But this attack misses. This attack hits, kills this goblin. And then we kill the giant. So the worst part is we are now buddyless, which sort of sucks. That makes me feel bad. Good news is we will actually fatigue this. Good news is we actually get 8 more prowess, which puts us at 38, which actually gives us 2 points and reduces her to a single point. So now it's 9 to 6. So once again, we pulled within 3 points, but can't quite get past that. She keeps 1 step ahead. And it was a costly fight. It was a costly hide failure, as they usually are. So we are done. I think that's it for everybody. I think there's no one else. So we got rescue. The magician is still at the inn. So he could turn in, he's going to turn in Survivor and burn that card too. And he gets Pub Crawl. Oh, okay. He's pulling all the hits. Pub Crawl is visit every damn garrison. Now he's already in the inn, so he gets that one for free. He's going to get this one because that's where he's going. The other 2, he'll never see the light of day. So that this is again not a win. But we're gonna live with that for now. The Amazon is gonna go 1, 2, 3. So she could get to here. She could just get all the way there. Is there anything in the mountains that can trip her up? I don't think at this point there is. Maybe this guy, but she can run from that guy. So, bats. Bats. Well, yeah, bats. Always bats, by the way. Always damn bats. So I think what that means is, and she has Explore the Cliff. That's what she's going for here. I think what that means is hide once, maybe hide twice. So she's going to hide twice, move, and then move. This is an extra move, and she will go into the cliff. Done. Our magician, tired of waiting around, I think, but let's see. Oh, well, we need to be a little bit wary here. Nudge is going to cost us a little bit, but we also have Rogue 7 to hire before end of day. So I think what we do is we are going to spell X and spell. Board game, video game for the win. I love this board game. This is my favorite board game of all time, for sure. Obviously, a lot of bits going on. We're going to hire twice. We're going to spell X and spell. That is going to flip one of these chits here, and then we're going to try to hire this guy back to end the game with us. And done. Excuse me. The Warlock. Oh, man. Needing a little bit of a drink here in a minute. So the Warlock is going to... He needs to rest twice to get back his Type 5 demonic black magic chit. So he'll drag that back. He will then hide, and then he's going to alert that chit. And again, an attempt to nuke the woodfolk. I can imagine the soldiers are just bitching about these damn elves, like cavorting around their camp, and so they engage the Warlock to teach them a lesson, and that's what he is going to do. Goblin, the Goblin does not feel as good about this fight anymore because he lost his buddy in the woods up there, or in the mountains up there. So I think he moves 1-2. And I think he hides and goes and moves in here. The problem is simply that it's not a terrible fight for him. So I think actually it's move, hide, rest. I believe. I believe that's what we're going to do. So move, hide, and rest to get these chits back, I believe. He can definitely kill those spiders. It's just killing 3 of them before one of them gets to him is my fear. With the guy, way easier because the guy could take 1 of the 3. So we are done writing our move here, and this is for day 17. We need a monster roll. 3 ogres, wolves, goblins, octopi. Magician is first. The mages are first. Magician is going to spell X and spell. He's going to flip that shit to get this back, to get this cast. But then he is going to hire 2 times. This guy costs 1 at base. Oh, it's going to cost him 4 if he wants it. Wow. This is one where you go, probably should just take it. He's going to spend the 4, and he'll hire Rogue 6, too. Rogue 6 cost him $2, so he's going to spend $6 today. And he will have hired Rogue 6 and 7 to hang with him for the rest of the game. There's Rogue 6 to go along with his buddy Rogue 7. So he has a little bit of muscle backing him up now. He can also cast Nudge at the end of the day, which we sort of will just to, right? We're going to cast Nudge. So he fatigues these, and he does need to put another chip up for that. He has an extra chit, strangely enough. So he's going to do that. He's going to put this guy up as his Nudge chit. That allows him to alter a die roll by 1 if he needs to do that. The patrol shows up. That's sort of what he does not like to happen. He might actually have to run. Yeah, he's probably going to have to run. Fortunately, the patrol, and this is a weird vibe because you think horses would make them better at pursuit, but the horses have a walking and galloping speed, and he only needs to beat the walking speed to be able to get out of here. So he's going to slink away when he needs to here at the end of the day because he does not like the patrol. In any case, he is done. Warlock. Warlock rests twice. That's going to bring this chit back. He's going to alert that chit. He's going to hide. He really needs to be hidden to pull this off, and he is. And done. The Amazon goes to here, and she's going to try to hide. A 6 fails, as it always does. I think she hides twice, right? The Amazon hides 2 times. Yeah. Moves into the cliff. I don't think anything can pop there in the mountains with a roll of a 3. It's bats, and how? More bats. So, wow, she would have probably been killed. Had that actually popped, if I had rolled a 6 for the monster roll, and she failed hiding like that, she'd have been killed. Really, the funny thing is, this is a dangerous tile for her now. Like, this sucks. Because if I roll a 6 for the monster roll, 5 bats are going to appear in this place. So she needs to figure this out quick and get out of here quick. So she is done. And now it's the Goblin, and he's going to go here. He is going to hide and rest. He needs to prepare for this spider fight. He is hidden. I don't think anything appears on a roll of a 3. So he is done. And he does get to rest 1. We're going to pull this M4. And we are complete. The Magician has to roll against his unfriendly patrol here. 4, they're going to insult him. He sort of needs to take it because he doesn't want to lose these guys. Like, these guys would have to fight the patrol. That's not what he wants. So he takes the insult. He's -5. That drops him to 8 prowess, which sort of sucks. I don't think he's actually scoring prowess. Yeah, no, he doesn't score anything. So that was a miss. And I didn't write down where his card came from. So that also sucks. So I've screwed his sheet up a little bit, unfortunately. But whatever. Good enough. He is hurt. Our poor magician. But he does end his day here. He's going to turn pub crawl in. So we're going to finally... And we can't draw 2 thieves. We can draw herbalist. Done. Okay. Dank W chit. If you can find the Dank W chit, he can perform herbalism. It's over here. Jesus Lord. Okay, it is literally this chit. The worst. Okay, so he rolls against them. He is done. I don't think we have any other fights that we have to take. No, but the Warlock is going to take this fight. So the Warlock, hiding out. I mean, he is going to target that guy with Drain Life. So this is going to fatigue. This is at time 0 chit. None of these guys are ready because he is hidden. He starts the battle hidden. So they're all sleeping or whatever. And he's going to just nuke this guy. This is an auto kill for him. mean, whatever, we can roll, and he stays there, and we roll to see if he flips, but it's not going to matter because this is a ×0 attack, not a ×3, because he's alerted it. Drain life kills him, and the caster rests, which he does get to rest. A number of asterisks, he gets 2, but not these 2 chits, so he's going to pull this one back. This guy is dead. These guys now alert, and they're ready to fight. And then next round, he melts into mist. Poof. And he is gone. These guys are angry. They're his enemy. So we are now enemy with the woodfolk. But that is going to score us another soldier's point. Like that. And that is his 4th card for the Warlock. So he's up to 4 points. So not terrible. But he'll have to get out of dodge. Like, he's not going to stick around with these guys, unfortunately, being here. Now, he could keep doing that, but boy, that would be a lot of... Oh, that's a lot of doing. Main issue is simply now he's sort of stuck down here a little bit, so he needs to sort of figure out how to get out of dodge. That might have been a little bit shitty to do for the 1 point, but maybe not. So let's figure that out here. We'll figure this out in a bit. I think that's the end of the day. So it is day 17 done. Day 18 we're going to write in a second. The Amazon is in a little bit of a bind, just in the sense that she could really use... So she has explored Cliff 4. She needs to hit every clearing in the cliff before the bats show up, pretty much. So I think what she is going to do... think what she does, because it's worth 2 points. The explorers are worth 2 points. So this literally kicks her to 11. 10's what I consider sort of the winning score. If you can score 10 points in the month, you have succeeded. She's already most of the way there. The question is, does she just walk on through there? Like I said, things could get rough. Any given day. She wants to spend as few days as possible in these cliffs. So I think what she's going to do is go 6-1 and then to the small campfire. So she's going to move 6, move to 1, and then move to the camp. Done. And that'll give her 2 more of the clearings that she needs to touch. She'll be halfway done. The Magician. So the Magician has just had an unfriendly show up. Now, he's not in any good position to actually do much. But I do think he could hide here and try to steal a treasure from the patrol that just showed up. So I think that's what he does. Everybody is sort of tired. I definitely think our Warlock should try to kill a spider the same way he killed a, but we need to back off and sort of rest up before we can manage that. So we're going to move to 2. And then I think we're going to need, we're going to need a lot of resting. So we are going to rest, and get some of these chits back. Done. And then finally the Goblin. I think the Goblin rests. I think he hides twice, I believe, maybe. Then moves to the spiders. I think that's what we're going to do. And we are done with writing the day. Now let's roll the day. Let's adjudicate the day. Dragons today. Okay, that's not a bad one. A lot of the dragons are out already. So the Warlock goes here, and he's going to rest up. Warlock needs to rest a lot. That's the one thing. So we're going to rest our 2 black chits and put this one into fatigue. Because we're going to need those chits here coming up. So we are done. Who is next? It is the Amazon. The Amazon goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the camp. No one appears. So she has gotten 6 and 1. And she is halfway done with what she needs to do. The Goblin is going to move here. He will have rested. Oh, this is going to suck for him, by the way. I could never play this. I'd be stuck trying to figure everything out for hours. Would you like to see the rules? Hold on. This is the rules. I printed them out. This is the binder. It is a mere it's just a mere 123 pages or thereabouts, 122 pages. Plus extra, because I actually have my rules then on top of these ones. This is what I do. This is the one thing I'd want in prison, if or the desert island, I think. So our guy is going to rest up. He's going to go into the spiders. So we're going to do this, and he really needs to be hidden. And there's a couple reasons why he needs to be hidden. He is hidden. That's good. Good for him. Here's the problem. All of a sudden, this dragon decides it's going to roam because we rolled a 1 today. And this guy is going to come on in here too and going to make this a total disaster for our poor Goblin. The Goblin cannot fight this Tremendous and the rest of them. So that really sucks for him. So he is done there. But he's hidden, so he doesn't have to fight anything. But that makes the spiders a huge problem now. And then our magician has decided, even though injured and tired, he's going to hide. And he does. So he's hidden. And the patrol, who's sitting at the end, he's going to try to use legerdemain to pick their pockets. And what he has to do is roll a 4 or a 1. And when we roll, when I say roll, it means the highest dice can be either a 1, so he has to roll double ones, or a 4 and something less than a 4. 6 is not going to do it. That's one attempt. The second attempt succeeds. So the second attempt, the magician scores thief. So I don't know where the hell his card point came from. And I'm not sure. But I have it listed here. So something is screwed. I screwed something up with him. I will give him that point, though. And he does get a treasure. And he gets plant your flag instead of thief. So, what is the treasure he gets from the patrol? He's going to take, he can just pick one at random. He's going to take that one. Power gauntlets. I mean, sure. He can't actually carry a heavy weapon that this allows him to wield, but so be it. But he does steal the treasure from the patrol. So he is done. Not his favorite buds, the patrol. I think we are done with the day. The Goblin is not super jazzed to be where he is. I don't think he fights because even killing one of these things was not going to be trivial. Killing 3 of them with a dragon in tow is going to be a death sentence. So, yeah. And that's what the game does sort of do that to you quite a bit, right? It does sort of tweak you and then get you, and then some random roll happens and you're like, man, that just screwed my plan up. This is a game about getting your plan screwed up over and over and over. I'm going to go get something to drink, and then we'll be right back with day 19. I'm not going to restart after a crash. That's not quite what I intend here. Where is... We are instead getting a drink. How's that? Done. I will be right back. All right. We got 2 cans of sparkling water. I don't know why fizz makes water better, but it sort of does somehow. And fake flavoring. But no carbs, no sugar. That's sort of where we're at. Done. And it is time to write day 19 for our heroes. So, let's do that. So the Amazon here, on day 19, she's going to try to get to 6, and then she has to find this secret passage here. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's going to hide. Now, the Amazon's super powerful because she has an extra move. That is literally her sort of her superpower. So that's where she's going to end up. No more clearings, but today, but she is going to get here. She needs to find this one, and so on. I think the magician does need to sort of get out of dodge now. Let's figure out where he wants to plant his flag. So plant your flag means he needs to go to this space, have no monsters in the tile. 4-6, Cliff 6. Cliff, where the hell's Cliff? Is this the cliff? Where's the cliff? Cliff. Oh, Cliff. Right where right there. So he has to get there with no monsters there. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, yeah. So what he's going to do, so very simply, he is going to, so he needs to get his transform act back into play since that is his sort of gig. So he is going to move. First day, though, he's just going to walk all the way up to here, all the way to Pine Woods. So move into the Pine Woods, and he is done. The Warlock. So the Warlock, he needs to use his extra spell phase to get this shit back so he can do an attack again if he needs to. So he is done. The Warlock has to rest all the frickin' time. It's the character has a lot of access to a lot of good spells and then has to rest like half his day time is resting. Now, again, the funny part is the dragon's no problem to the Warlock. He really wants to kill a spider because he wants to get that victory point for helping with the spider plague. But he does have this rescue to play out also. He does have this rescue to play out. So I think what he is going to do, so he will need to spell X and spell. He's going to have to rest this type, his another shit here. So he's going to rest this guy. Then he's going to spell again because so the first spell phase in a day is a waste always. Some characters have extra spell phases so they can waste they can burn, get a freebie to waste. It's like meditating or rituals or some bulk, right? So, but these two will turn shits over. So he's going to pull that one in and turn it over. And then I hate to say it, I think he just rests the last. So he's just going to rest again. That'll be his day. I think he's going to call for the rescue, though. I think he does, since he needs to fight these ghosts anyway for Ghost Hunter. It's a lot of hearts streaming. I do, so someone's getting bored. Their trigger finger is bored. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to call the rescue. So rescue is is interesting because it allows us to determine where the character is we need to rescue. Choose a clearing not in your current tile with a group of monsters. Then we're going to roll a die and add 2 to it. 3, the soldiers. So the top soldier here is going to be with those ghosts, trapped by the ghosts. Pull the rescue tile here. This is a rescue for our Warlock. We have to get to the ghosts anyway to do Ghost Hunter, so we might as well also do rescue at the same time. That will score us 2 points in one fell swoop instead of 1, and that will actually put us into contention here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to call the rescue there, but just rest the day because we need to rest. The Goblin is like, nah, I'm out of dodge, folks. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. So he is going to he's going to try to score his points. So he is going to pledge to the soldiers also because he wants to be neutral with somebody. And man, fighting those wood folk is a dangerous game for him because I should do actually the Warlock did gain. I'm sorry. He did gain 4 prowess and 2 gold. I'll be back in 1 second. I heard a noise. So he did killing the wood folk did give him 4 prowess, which he has no prowess. It's sort of funny. And 2 more gold. So he does have and I have 6 here because he did kill ghosts, right? Yeah. So boy, I have not done a good job. So he actually has 10 prowess right now. Oops, not 61. And he now has 12 gold. Doesn't actually change the scores at all at this point, but that's fine. I think the Goblin here is going to move to the house. He's going to pledge to the king and the soldiers. Done. He could give up this helmet. That would give him a point. He could go and try to kill the last 2 wood folk, or one of the wood folk. That's rough for him a little bit. They're either really fast or fast enough that he can't auto hit them anyway because he does not have a 3 to. Oh, he does have 1 time 3 attack, but they'd hit him first, and that would suck a lot. That's not great. It is not great. Effectively, he would have to suffer. He would likely get hit by 1 arrow. That arrow could do nothing, or it could just go right through him and gut him. Not a good scene. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to the house. And so I would say I got this game in 1979. I was 9 years old. It took me a decade to learn this game. That's how long it effectively took me to learn the game. Now that was off and on. Of course, I was not studying. This is not my PhD thesis or whatever. But it could have been. Maybe it should have been. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hide. We're going to hide 3 times. We're going to go to the house. And then we're going to turn in the rest of these cards that we don't want. We're going to pledge to the soldiers. We're going to give them our helmet to score the victory point. I don't know that we necessarily attack the bowman. But maybe we could attack the bowman. But I think that is a riskier fight than I would like to see. For a point, I mean, it'd be nice to get 2 points. It'd be nice to get to 8, but we can get 1 right now without any risk, just by giving the helmet up. Well, that does suck to give the helmet up, but But I think that's what we do. I think that's what we do. And then I think we go to one of these treasure sites around here and maybe look for a treasure to bring back. And if it's a large treasure, that's another point. We could get our 2 points. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I think we have day 19 written for our characters. Let's roll day 19 here. What is the monster roll? It's not that hard, actually, Underbelly. You know, I think a lot of that 120 some pages of rules, and there are actually people that have condensed the rules down into like a small, the least you need to know to play. The actual gist of the game is you have 4 actions. There are a limited number of actions: move, search, hide, alert, right? A lot of the extra rules in the game come down to, in combat, who can attack whom, when, and how, right? And a lot of it's all edge cases. If you're just fighting one monster on your sheet, that takes 5 minutes to learn. If it's you and the White Knight, the other player, the White Knight, and you've hired the Lancers, and you're fighting 6 goblins and the druid who's there with the wood folk, and he's attacking you, like that then becomes a convoluted mess for which a lot of the bulk of the rules exists for. Right? Because this was written in the era of war games. They don't want ambiguities. Today you'd have a rule book and it would just be like and you would then have to go watch a YouTube video to figure out how to resolve that complicated situation. Whereas here it's spelled out in bullet legalese, right? So we got trolls and giants and trolls for today. The Warlock is first. And the Warlock is just spending his day chilling a little. He flips that. He's going to rest these 2. And he's going to flip this one. Done. That's his whole day. The Magician is going to move all the way to the Pine Wood. So he just goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is hanging out there. The Goblin is going to hide 3 times just to make sure that he is hidden. He pledges, so he's neutral to these guys now, but not these guys, by the way. He is hidden, by the way. He's right there. He goes in. He is done. And he's going to give his helmet up to the soldiers. All right, Underbelly, thank you. Stop by again whenever. I'm always here. Good to see you, and we'll talk again. But he's going to get his point. So he does get a 3rd card in his belly. No, I don't know actually. Right there, done. So that's his 3rd card. So he is 7. So he is actually catching up a little bit. He's within 2 points now of the Amazon. The Amazon goes to here. She's going to go to here and be hidden. And she is not hidden. Well, thank goodness again that she did not roll a 6, because she'd be close to dead there a little bit, I think. So that's the end of the day. So the Goblin has to make a fateful choice. Does he just jump those guys and hope for the best? But man, if he misses that first attack from hiding, he's going to have 2 bowmen to deal with. All it takes is one of those bowmen to flip, which is about a 30% chance every round for every guy to flip to his attack side in this case. And these guys are brutal on their attack side. They're going to hit. They're going to do some damage. And he could just take the Goblin out in one shot. So the luckiest thing that can happen would be he one-shots the archer from hiding, and then the second one is a little bit of a battle, um, but he never alerts effectively because these guys, their disadvantage, though they're crazy on this side, their disadvantage is this side they do not attack. They're getting ready or aiming or whatever they're doing. I think he's gonna just I think he slow plays it. I think it's not worth that risk. However, at the end of the day, I think he takes these and burns these 2 cards. If he gets a treasure, he's giving it to the king's soldiers because they're right here. He gets Deep Diver, loot from the pool, and Dragon Slayer, kill a dragon. It's a little clunky. Deep Diver is pull, and Dragon Slayer. Done. I mean, he could. Ooh, okay, well, this guy's rough. This guy sucks a little. Yeah, not great. So we'll see how that goes. But he does have 2 new things. He is done. Does anyone else have the option? I don't think anybody else has the option. I don't think anybody else is in a position to drop their thing. The Amazon. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez, man, my fault. The Amazon scored big game when she ended her day at the camp. Forgot about that one because. And she gets a piece of armor to boot. So that's her 5th card. That does bring her to 10 points. Which is sort of cool. So she is done with that, and she gets a free piece of armor, because if you end at a dwelling, which the campfire is a dwelling, she gets a shield. So she gets a 2nd shield. Now, look, she's not going to carry the 2nd shield, but she'll put it in her deactivated slot there. This then goes away, and she gets a new card, and she gets Quiet Night, which allows her to instantly rest. Done. Okay, so that's good, and she has reached her win condition there. We still go to the end because someone could beat her, but she did get 10 points. So good for her, and she did it actually pretty darn quick. The Amazon does have that capability. If things work out for her, she's moving around the board pretty hard. Her job today is to find this thing, this secret path. So she is going to hide, search, and search. Then she's going to do an extra move into 3, if she does indeed get the opportunity to do that. The Magician. Does he hate the guard? Does he like the guard? He doesn't care about the guard? He does not care about the guard. I think what he's going to do, and his gold's down to 6, by the way, because he's spent it. I think our guy is going to have to. I mean, man, he spent the problem with that rift just killed him. That rift threw him into sort of a lose state, I think, a little bit. He does want to get Navigator, but man, there's no real good. He already has this one. There's no real good place for him to be getting that. He does want to turn this in. That's easy enough. So I think he's going to try to do that. He does get $8 for doing that. So that's sort of cool. And a VP. So he'll get a VP and $8. It doesn't really matter. He could probably sell these power gauntlets for another 7. So that would give $15. So And the funny part with $15 is that puts him in second place, so he would actually score a point and take that point from the Goblin. So I do think that we need to press on and get that done. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move. We're just going to move, right? So move, and move to the guard. We should then turn in the ale. If we can turn in the ale. Done. We'll have to sell tomorrow. For our third character, the Warlock is now back to form. So the Warlock is going to energize purple, which allows him to move. So he's going to fly and fly. We do have to be a little bit careful, since there's a 1/4 chance that we end up here, which would suck. And the question is, do we have to do that, or could we just go 1, 2, 3, 4? No, we can't quite get there. So we can either get there in a day by flying, with a 1/4 chance of sort of ending up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because we don't want to end up here and then get blocked by our guys, because we can't hide. But we should be able to run, I think, right? If we energize, if we burn color to energize for the day, unfortunately, I do not know where we would activating spells. He can play color chits without energizing spells if he wishes. Each chit reverts to being a magic chit and fatigues. Sure, that I know. I think you would have to burn it to run. So, okay, that's fine. We got this. We got this. So we're going to burn purple. We're going to fly to the valley. We're going to land, and we're going to hope for the best. Right? Done. So we're going to fly to the valley. We are going to hide, frankly. And heck, we'll even rest if we can. So, all done. And now our goblin. Okay, what's the goblin doing? So the goblin has turned his crap in. He has scored his point. His goal now is to... Does the cairn have anything left in it? It has 5 treasures. I say we try to get... And have we found the cairn yet? We have found the cairn. So we actually have what we need there. We're not going to slay that dragon. That is for damn sure. If we get those spiders and we are not hidden, we are screwed. Because we cannot run from those guys at this point. So we do need to be a little bit, So I'm going to... So if we hide 3 times and go here, that's super safe. And then tomorrow's 1, 2, 3, 4. We end up there. And our goal is to get into the cairn again here. Get some treasures. And then we can actually go down here and deal with these guys, maybe giving them one. That might score us a point. Maybe selling. But these guys, the nice thing is here, these guys, there's only $8 here. So we could technically, again, hire them for like 24. We don't quite have that yet. I wonder. Okay, so anyway, we're going to hide 3 times. Then we're going to move into the spiders. And then we're going to just get out of Dodge the next day. So let's do day 20. So let's get day 20 rolling here. What is the monster of the day? It is spiders, strangely enough. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. This guy goes fly and fly, but he has to burn a purple to do it, so he does. Burns that purple. He energizes the carpet spell here, and he's going to land here. So white die determines whether he's on the 1 or the 2 road. The upper road is 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 is the lower road. And then high, low. So he is on the upper road. Here. This is where he lands. He does get to hide and he does get to rest. So he's going to hide. He fails. He's going to rest. That at least drags that back. But he failed at the hide. The ghosts come and attack because they always are prowling. And they drag him with them. So this is not great for our hero because he's now sort of hosed a little. Because he's got 2 of these dudes on him. They're sort of dangerous. Sort of dangerous. We are medium, so that's good at least. But the ghosts can do heavy damage if they wanted to. We'll see how that turns out here in a second. And we are done. The Amazon is hiding, I believe, and searching 3 times. And then if she does happen to find that passage, she will use her extra move to move down the passage. Is she hidden? She is not hidden. Does she search? She needs a 1, 2, or 3 to find this guy. That is the first search is a fail. The second search is a fail. The third search is a failure. Nothing appears here. The magician goes 1, 2, 3, 4. He just walks to the guard. Nothing appears there. He's going to turn this in. And so the magician gets the ale. He does score a point. He does score 8 gold. So he now has 14 gold. And a 3rd card point. Which only puts him at 3, but, hey. He is, it's, slow but sure there. He'll worry about selling or dealing tomorrow. The Goblin hides 3 times. Likely to succeed. He does. Moves there. Now, I don't know what the hell shows up here. It's spiders. That's going to bring the tremendous right there. It's going to bring the imp, because the imp is here also. And I think that's it. That stinks, because that makes that a little tougher. And he can do enough damage to kill it. He can't guarantee to hit it, but he can do enough damage to kill it. It can unfortunately do enough damage to kill him also. And he is not super fast. I mean, he's fast enough. But man, he does not want to take that medium damage even nowadays. So he could play this and this, but if he gets lined up on, he is screwed. He is hurt. He's going to take a major wound there. And that is going to suck. All right. But that's it. That is the day today. We have one fight, sort of dicey. It is this fight. So on this side, they kill him. On this side, they just wound him. I don't like any of them. You could melt, but again, that's not the safest sort of gig. And his fight chits are very dangerous for this. Not great. Not great. He needed to have hidden, largely, to be quite honest with you. Hiding makes this better. So I think what we do their time fours. Now, I don't know if his my guess is that the color does not, like, he can't use the thing now. I don't know. Is it for the whole day when he does? But that doesn't. I don't know. Right. So I'm gonna say it doesn't last the day. It just lasts. So we're not going to be too crazy here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Don't know. I am going to, I'm not gonna worry about it quite yet. We're just going to say for now that he does not have the M2 chit. It does not last. Does it last the rest of the day or not? That's really what I'm wondering, because he already burned a magic chit to energize this during the day. Does it last all day, or does it only last until he moves. Right when he's done moving, then does that sort of go away. Then he would have to do it again to fly away or to use it in combat. If he can use this in combat, this fight's a little better, at least, for him, because he has an M2 chit that he can be utilizing right now. Flying Carpet. The card's owner can also use it to fly during his turn, and that's great. How long does an energized spell? Well, so let's think about this. If you energize Meld into Mist, it lasts through the fight. It lasts all day and through that evening. If you energize right, if you energized so, and I apologize if you're watching me fumble through, but you can use color to enter a permanent spell, right? Sure. Can energize one spell target, counts as an action. I think I might go with that, right? I think because other spells would be in, so he has this M2 chit to play right now because he's on the Flying Carpet. Plus, frankly, it's just a tiny bit more fun. So let's think of this combat in terms of that. So he can play like this, right? And he's good to go. And what is the dagger? What's the length of the basic dagger weapon that he has? It's probably is it a tooth and claw? That actually does sort of matter for this first round. Dagger 0. It's a fight chit, so yes, he has a 0 length. Okay, so good question, sir. I say he is going to obviously fly. I think he plays this shit here, like that. He will target, so you only target one of them, so he's going to target this guy. Or should he just get out of dodge? Is this an impossible fight for him? What day are we on? We are on day 20. We're on day 20. Coming quickly to day 21 here. I'm flying on a magic carpet fighting 2 ghosts. But this guy is not a fighter. He should not be fighting. It is indeed a bad scene. So I think we're going to go with this. I am super concerned about this fight, though. I think we probably should have just gotten out of dodge. Probably should have just fled and tried again. Hidden, this fight is totally different. And it is sort of a no-brainer if he's hidden. But he will have to back off and rest. If he burns his last, melt into mist to flee. He could win this. He could get super unlucky. Largely, if this guy lines up and stays on this side, he dies. So it's a 33% chance. It's a 70% chance of a 33% chance. So let's call that about a 20-ish % chance. He will probably kill this guy, but not necessarily. I tell you what, I say we're gonna calm this one down here. We're gonna cool this down. We are going to use our fly chit. Well, okay, that's also not great. So we probably actually don't necessarily want to do that because flying away is a pain in the ass too. So let's say that we melt into mist. That's going to burn that shit. And we run out of the clearing there. A little bit of a cowardly move, but I think we actually, like I said, if we can run down to maybe here, rest up, and go in hidden, and I think this is a much better fight for us. So that is done. That brings us to day 21. We can delete that shit. That is good. So the Amazon did not find this this thing here. Little wary. She still gets a lot of. Can't win if you're dead, but it is more entertaining. Well, yeah, I hate dying. I hate like doing the foolish. Now don't get me wrong, right? So the Warlock is behind. If I were playing and I was being a little bit competitive, I might go, you know what? I don't have time to waste another because this is going to cost him 3 days. You know what I mean? I might just go for it to go, well, I'm either dead for the last week and I don't care, or I scored 2 points and I'm at least within striking distance of second place. I would probably go for that fight. I would probably go for that fight. The problem with the Warlock is his chits, I'm going to say make no sense, but his chits are very asterisk fatigue heavy, which was the designer's intent since it was explicitly said, hey, that's what the Warlock is. But man, it makes like simple things hard sometimes. So anyway, all right. So let's get this done. So what she needs to do is she needs to, and this is a dangerous day for all of us. So she needs to hide and search, and then she's going to move to 3 if she can. She's going to hide twice though because it's day 7. It's a day 7. I think the magician is going to. He is going to hide and rest and rest. And then he's going to trade. Hoping to sell these guys. The Warlock. He's got to move twice. He's going to move and move to the woods. Unfortunately, he is melted into mist, so he can't actually do anything else. So yeah, it's going to burn a little bit of his time. And then finally, our Goblin here got a little bit hosed by the spider. Like he's been getting his plans like blocked by rando monsters appearing at the wrong times. So I'm not super jazzed about that. So the question is, where does the Goblin try to get his points here? His 1, 2. I wouldn't mind trying to get something out of the pool, though it's dangerous as all heck. But this is a lot of monster to deal with. And no matter where he ends up, he's likely to draw something else there because we're rolling 2 dice here. So it's a little bit clunky. Now, we could roll 2 dice and get some of this stuff off the board, which would be super helpful also. 1, 2. So he could go down this way, but he would stop here, and then tomorrow he could end up here. And then I don't like that either. But here he's got he's going to go 1, hide, 2, 3. Then he's going to hide first thing and go 1, 2, 3. Like this is not a good way either to get to this pool. So I am not super jazzed about either of these possibilities. I think we're going. This is sort of dumb, but I'm going to hide 3 times and move to the house, and then I'm going to drop Dragon Slayer and try to cycle cards till I get at least something else that I can manage. But then if I'm not, I'm going to go here, but I'm going to try to go this way to get to the pool. I don't love that, by the way. I don't. So the deliveries are done. The magician did make his delivery. We're rolling 2 dice instead of 1 on day 21. Purple magic in every clearing. Anything we roll comes off the board. So that's interesting. So one thing, so these guys all come off the board. So done. Oh, as does the patrol. This bat comes back to life. And that is our day today. The Warlock goes down to here, and he is done. Yeah, because he doesn't have anything else he can actually do because he is melted into mist. But something appears there, which sort of sucks. The ogres appear. Now, they can't do anything to our Warlock. I suppose he could have been hidden, but they don't do anything to him. But he's there. That's gonna suck a little bit because now you're in that same weird position of, well, The only no, none of it's good. It's still not good. It's not great. Okay, done. Magician. He hides. He does. He is going to rest twice. I'm going to bring my move back. Done. I'm going to trade once. I just need to not roll the bad. I did roll badness. I just need to not roll a 6 again. So 2 6s literally is the only thing. Okay, there you go. So we can sell the power gauntlets to the guard. For $7 more. Now we're up to 21. That's not the worst. In fact, it actually puts him in second place in money. The magician is going to take a point from the goblin. And that's what our race looks like right now. And he is done. Does anything appear at the guardhouse? Actually, this guy does. The patrol is following our guy around, which sort of sucks for him. He is hidden, though. So I should flip him. Is he hidden? Let's make sure. He is not hidden. Okay, there you go. Okay, well, that's a problem. The Amazon, she is trying to hide. And she does. She's trying to now search for this twice. She needs a 3, 2, or a 1 on a locate. That's a fail. I like how the Amazon's going to literally get stopped here at this thing. And now she's going to draw the first 2 bats. She's going to get a bat in her clearing. And that is that. And now it's the goblin's turn. And the goblin's going to go back there after hiding. And he is hidden for the sole purpose of getting rid of Dragon Slayer, because I think that is a loser for him right now. Not exactly sure what I did to the cards. There we go. Okay. But he draws another one. It's lucky day. You can re-roll. Now, strangely enough, that is not super lucky for him. And the reason is because toward the end of the game, you just want cards with points on them so you can try to scrounge a point or two before the end of the game. We only have a week left. It does mean he could re-roll a hide or something. So maybe that's a good deal. But yeah. There's no fight here because he can't be blocked or battled because he is melted into mist on day 21. The magician has to roll on the unfriendly table, unfortunately, because he is not hidden. And they're going to challenge him. And he is going to take the -5 again. He might as well at this point. He's not getting a lot of prowess left. If he had enough cash to hire the guard, he would hire them and kill these guys. Because he's tired of being insulted by the patrol. They're following him from place to place and insulting him. The Amazon does have to make the call. I think she's going to fight this guy. And the reason she is going to fight this guy is to clear a little bit of map. Because she doesn't want to have like all 6 of these dudes. She can't really run from him. She's got to find this thing. She does have a buddy, the young knight, who is traveling with Smitten by the hardy lass, so he is traveling with our guy. Now the problem is he is medium. Is he armored? I actually don't know if he's armored. Yes, he is armored. Medium and armor. There you go. So that's good to know. It doesn't matter in this case since he has him a sharpness star. What we don't want we don't want this bat to hit this guy. This bat will kill this guy. So you do one of two things with this. What you do is the knight goes out, grabs the bat. The Amazon then puts her sword out. You have a 2/3 chance of killing the bat. And since round one, the long weapon goes, that's what you go with. If you don't kill it, he kills the knight. Done. The bat kills the knight. I think that's what we're going for, because the simple fact is, maybe she does not, she's not return the knight's affections. She's just going to go like this because it doesn't matter round one. The bat auto hits. If the bat flips, he does not auto hit the knight, which is sort of nice. We don't auto hit the bat in any case. We have to line up. So it's literally a 2/3 chance to line up. And if we do, we'll attack first this round because our weapons are longer. 5. He swaps down to here. Does he flip the bat? The bat does not flip. So what happens? Well, this weapon is longest. Well, it's 3, same as this. Goes first, hits the bat, kills the bat for M star damage. We are done. She gains 3 prowess, which puts her at 33. Can nudge affect the trade roll? Yes, nudge can affect the trading roll. She does get 3 more prowess. That puts her at 33. It doesn't change the scores, but she's more importantly cleared the bat from here. Would I fight 2 bats like that? Well, yes. I would take 2 bats, put them both in the Amazon. She would have to get lucky on one of them. Her armor would get chewed up, and then once we get 1 bat, well, that's a rough fight. I don't like that fight at all. You'd have to get super lucky. If a bat flipped, I might lure him away with the knight to take the heat off of her a little bit. But anyway, nothing going on. It is almost midnight, so we are going to end. Well, what we are going to do before we end is we're going to draw the 3 cards because it is going to be day 22 when we do the last leg of this here. I don't know exactly when, but hopefully sometime, early next week or maybe over the weekend, I'll get to it and just video it up here. So let's get our last 3 events and see what scoring might look like here before we call it. So we have the monastery in a random clearing. That's 1. We have the hermit in a random clearing. So we got a lot of just rando dudes hanging out. And we have the circus. So let's see what random clearing. 3-2, which is caves 2. The monastery. Oh, it's in the mountain. So mountain 2. Well, strangely enough, that's for the magician, presumably. He's going to get that one. That's easy. The hermit is in a totally random spot. 2-4. The hermit lives in the cavern. That's also maybe magician. Magician has 2 of these points. And then the circus appears in some weird spot. Borderland 1. Oh, well, okay. That does give our losers, as it were, a little bit of more action, I think. So I think that's where we're gonna save right here. So I'm gonna overwrite this game. We got through from day 12 all the way down to day 22. So I think we're gonna go that route. Call it here since it's almost midnight. Not bad, sort of fun. I mean, the Amazon still is way, way far and away ahead. I do think second, third, and fourth place obviously are interesting now. And frankly, someone could, I mean, the Amazon is still sitting on two treasures. I think someone, if anyone could get a spell, which unfortunately we've not been super lucky finding. I think the Warlock should have on the altar read a spell. He probably could have managed that, and that would have given him 2 more points, so he'd be up to 6. Um, but yeah, so I think that's where we're at. Rob, thank you for hanging out again. Thanks for the kind words. East, always good to see you. The underbelly of games, or thunderbelly of games. We're just compressing it. Good to see you again as well. And then Scott, of course, good to see you also. The question then is, what are we playing multiplayer on Monday? I think we've decided to give Conan Exiles maybe a shot. Same sort of vibe as Enshrouded, right? A little jankier, a little harder, a little more survivally. Lots more nudity, by the way, but that's just Conan. Sorry, lots more butt cheek in Conan than there is in Enshrouded. So we're probably going to be doing that on Monday. So if the nudge energized by purple, can he adjust the trade roll so he doesn't need to be challenged? But he could. I don't know that is actually a good use of the nudge, but he could have drawn. He can move one die, one pill, right? But yeah, typically what I'm going to use it for is to transform someone and make sure that I get a non-deadly transform for me, or I'm going to use it to transform and right. So you roll 2 dice, then you go, well, that actually wouldn't have been great, but he could move this to 5 if he wanted to, that kind of thing. And it's not energized by purple. He's actually cast it already. This is a nudge chit. It is literally that chit is the chit it's like a fly chit or a it's like the broomstick. You create the chit and then burn it when you use it, kind of thing. Yeah, my take on this game so far is I don't love the Warlock. He has a powerful array of spells, but he basically gets one shot of anything, and then he has to go and rest for like a day or 2 days because all of his spell chits are damn 2 asterisks. So I don't love the Warlock. I do love the Goblin. I think the Goblin's a fun character. Of course, the Amazon's super effective in this game, especially because this game's largely about running around and getting to the points of interest. And the Magician, I feel, just got hosed when I went to the Rift and closed the Rift, and I rolled 6 wounds. And that just put him in a state where I have not yet gotten out of. And you can actually see it here. You can see 9 phases, 10, 11, 12 phases. So 3 days, 3 full days of rest, pretty much. just to get where we are. Plus a couple hires, so that's almost 4 days. Just not a good scene. I've not done the magician very well this game, and even you can see navigator. He hasn't gotten navigator. He's had that since day one, so he hasn't scored that. So not great. Not great at all. So having said that, I'm gonna go. Thanks a lot, guys. Again, I appreciate it, and I will see you sometime for the end of this. So everybody have a good night, and we'll see you again. Probably Monday is the next time, but we might post something on Sunday. Oh well, maybe tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Friday. Don't know. We'll see what we do tomorrow, even. So I thought it was Friday. Oh God. I have to go to work tomorrow.